and that is, what are some key legal and technical aspects that applicants should be aware of when applying for an L1A visa?
So with in addition to what I just said about, what are the broad requirements for applying for an L1A visa, there's some nitty-gritty details to keep in mind as well. And I'm just going to mention a few, but in order to show that the person is actually working in a managerial and executive level, as I said, documentary evidence is needed, and that documentation is generally, it could be email correspondence between you and your employees, or your the people that you're managing, your subordinates, to show that you're actually managing them. It could be that you have the ability to hire and fire employees as a manager, and so you might have emails showing that ability to hire and fire. Maybe you gave them a promotion and signed off on their promotion letter. Maybe you did an evaluation of their progress of their job, and gave them an evaluation report. That is some of the documentation. Then you can show regular email correspondence showing that they are reaching out to you, getting permission to do certain things, that that requires your permission, etc., etc. Getting advice from you, and reporting on a day-to-day basis to you. So that's some of the information that you can show with reference to an L1A manager level. For the executive, L1A executive, so these are two different types of L1A. L1A as a multinational executive, or L1A as a multinational manager. While a manager manages people and manages maybe a department or the operations, an executive is a higher position and is not involved in the day-to-day management of the company, but is involved in all executive decisions. So like somebody like a vice president, or president, or director would most probably be an executive, while a manager, a HR manager, operations manager, IT manager would most probably be, come under managerial L1A. So for an executive, you have to show that they're involved in decision making, that they're report to the board, that maybe they're part of the board meeting, and so you can submit minutes of the meeting to show that they have, participated in the board meetings and given their valuable advice or suggestions in the board meetings. You can show that they have prepared documents such as strategies, maybe a financial plan, maybe a marketing plan to show, or signed off on it. Somebody else prepared and they signed off on it, on how to take the company forward in the next 5 years, for example. So they could be doing something like that. They could be maybe negotiating or speaking to the top clients, because only the top level executives sometimes can negotiate and fix prices, etc. And sometimes only they make sense only for them to negotiate with other top executives, right, in the company. So you could show that they're doing that kind of work. You could show that they're formulating strategies for the company. So there's documentation, different kind of documentation needed for an executive, and different for a manager. And also the job description has to be correct. You can't say that the person is working as a manager or an executive and put in interchangeable job descriptions. For a manager, put an executive job description. For an executive, put a manager job description, or a job description that has maybe some executive and managerial roles for the same person, which in the real world it does happen that way, but USCIS doesn't like to see a combination of the manager and the executive job description. So I would focus only on one aspect of it, depending on what he does the most or she does the most. And also I would definitely try to avoid putting administrative or clerical or other specialized kind of duties into the L1A job description, because again it confuses the USCIS officer. So it could be that they're doing some administrative tasks as well, but they should be doing their executive or manager level duties at least more than 50% of the time, even if they're doing other tasks at other times. So this is also something to keep in mind. And you can, this is actually a very, very long answer to a, because the question is like that. It's kind of open-ended. So I'm just going to touch upon a few things, and then we can, as maybe people ask questions, then don't forget to subscribe to our videos if you like what you see. Also, give us a thumbs up and share the video with your family and friends. Thank you.